Okay, match number 2. You couldn't ask for better bowling than we had in the first one. 216 for Lynn Farr, 198 for Harold Peets. Her worthy adversary this time is the second highest qualifier, Louie Elwood, with a 716, and he's leading off. Boom! Great day in the morning.
What a way to get out of the gate.
Beautiful, wasn't it? Here she comes, and she said, I got a kick out of this, Bonnie. She was so nervous, her knees were knocking, what have you. I like to have that 216 with nervous as she was.
You know, a lot of these kids, when they finally they get on television and they're afraid of it, but then they come out, they come through under the clutch,
Look what she's got down there. Get her back on that nervous side.
That's right.
She must be relaxed, Eddie.
Well, I was going to say at the end of the show that I kind of liked her style because she's a full roller.
Oh, I wonder why.
That makes 3 of us, Calhoun, me, and Lynn.
That's right. There's not a lot of full rollers in the city anymore.
And she's open. That was not a split. The head pin was remaining on that 1-2-4-10.
That was Lynn's first open frame, too.
You're right. She filled every frame in match 1.
With a turkey in the middle.
She's called me a turkey, Eddie. I'm in the middle here.
Oh no.
Come on, Lynn. Get back on that nervous side again. I think she's relaxed after defeating Harold Peets in match 1. We're at the Super Bowl if you happen to join us late, and if you did, you're sorry that first match was something to behold. 216 to 198 scratch. Now this was scratch, and this is a scratch match also. All right, beautiful shot there, Lynn. She's 15 years old, and Louie, this little youngster you're looking at right now, is all of 14.
Oh my word.
14, he's sporting a cookie duster.
Yeah. That's right. A mustache at 14. 14 years of age. He cannonballs that thing,
Pulled
too.
it.
And he pulled it over on the other side for 2 in a row. Eddie, Louie reminds me of one of these youngsters who likes to rear back and see how hard he can throw. I think he needs a little work with someone like yourself.
Well, he has an unusual stance. I was watching him in practice. He starts off with the right foot in front for a right-handed bowler for the steps he's taken. I think that could be reversed a little bit.
You're trying to be a wrong-foot Louie Campo, huh?
He
wound up on his right foot.
He winds up all right.
But he has his right foot out pretty far. That's right.
He's a 5-stepper, and it's just an unusual stance.
Yeah, Louie likes to rear back and fire, and he could have a lot of trouble maybe making spares and trying to stay consistent. And you'll back me on that, Bonnie. In the pocket with the way he bowls. He's got to slow down a little, get a little more. In fact, I think he's not throwing much of a wrinkle on the ball at all. He's an angle shooter down and in and hoping he's in the hole.
He's using a very hard-shelled ball.
All right, nice. Hey, that Steve Farr did all right, didn't he?
I would say he had his biggest payday as a pro, and I hope that his 5th place finish in the Masters, where he won $10,600 against the biggies, I hope it loosens him up a little bit and bowls as well as he's capable of bowling. I think he's going to get an apartment up there in Baltimore. His team won the team event, which gives him 3 eagles, and which is quite an achievement for Cincinnati. Have a young fellow down here with 3 of them, and also with fair $10,600, 5th place in the Masters.
When you were in the ABC and was up, I think you got about how much?
I finished 7th in the Masters in 1962, and I got all of about $1,100.
What a difference! And Steve gets 10 grand.
Yes, I would say.
Lynn, something's happened to you.
She's down 21 in a second, and she'll be down a little bit more with her missing 3rd.
Strange how beautifully she was rolling in match 1, and everything has just gone against her in this match. Look at this one. When it rains, it pours.
If she had made a mark in the first frame, I think she may not have been pressing as much as she is right now.
That's right. She had that one 1, 2, 4, 10. Yeah,
The
that's
washout.
right. And she's got something that's beautiful to behold down there now. Take one, Lynn, and forget, but she's going to try to take it a shot at that. She's going to get too much of it. Lynn, you're in trouble. By plenty.
But she will be there when the queen, when she gets old enough to play in the queen, she will be there.
Oh, definitely. She's got a very big head start on a lot of these gals.
She's got a nice solid game, and I get a kick. They call her Red, and I wonder why.
Yeah, we had a redhead on last week, too. Beautiful
right.
red hair. So that we'll give this delivery by Cannonball Louie. Boy, he pounds that other side, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's dropping that right shoulder, and he's bringing the arm straight across.
How do they come out there with this top 10?
Well, last week here at Super Bowl in the qualifying, of course, our top 4 here on TV, Dan Lawson, Louie Elwood, Lynn Farr, and Harold Peets. Then we had our standby who was keeping score for us down in front of us, Scott Lang. We have Tammy Wagers, who ended up in the 6th and 7th place and who will be on TV next week. And then Brian Steiff, Bob Goyette, who was Ralph's brother, and Len Engel, who was on the TV show the first week.
Where is the, what's her name now again? Oh, Kim something.
Kim Hill.
Kim Hill, the girl who used to smile if she got the 710 all the time.
I didn't see her yesterday. She did come out the first 2 weeks and try.
She was quite successful last year, won several times.
Yes, she did.
She was a good-looking bowler. And what a personality she had. She grinned from ear to ear if she had the 710 down there, Eddie.
Well, you know, you were talking about grinning and smiling, and I'm sitting here looking at Lynn, and it reminds me of that little gal named Pam.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Louie got a break on that one, right on the schnozola, and he takes all of them, the old cave-in shot. Lynn, we got to put a stop mark behind you. 3 out of 4 open frames.
She's down 28 pins after 4 frames.
She switched balls, too. She says, I'm going to put that edge and leave it on the rack and try something else.
Which is, you know, kind of neat to see these youngsters picking up a little lane savvy out there, knowing that the track is broken down a little bit. She moving.
Cross lane shot, 610. She shoots that right side like she owns it. That maybe that'll get us started. Where are we going to be next week? Over at Fran Ruggeri's place, huh?
Yes, on Coleraine, and that's a Coleraine Bowl. And Fran is our new president. Again, this year he's going to be in the BPA president. Tom Murphy is our new first vice president. Roger Benninghouse, our second. And Cliff Zimmer is our secretary-treasurer. Sergeant at Arms is Pete Wagner. And we have the members on the executive board, Irv Hoinke, George Griffiths, and Sue Durking, who is our first lady to be a member of the executive board of the BPA.
How about that? Wild man Cliff, huh? Secretary-treasurer.
Yes.
All right, let's see what Lynn does with this one. Maybe this will give her back-to-back marks. I like the way she gets rid of that ball. She's going to be a fine-looking bowler in time to come.
You think maybe she's not throwing the ball quite as aggressively as she was the first match, Ed?
I think she's fishing just a little bit. She's switching back and forth from the ball, but you know, she was on the Scratch Travel League championship team out of Super Bowl here.
That's right. Those girls came in and just tore that Travel League up this year. They did a tremendous job.
You know, Louie gets a lot of breaks on hits he's been getting.
Well, I think he's getting the breaks, Jack, because the ball doesn't have as much revolutions on it as Lynn does. Lynn really kicks that ball hard.
Now here's a true test to see what Louie can do with this 10 pin.
Well, he's definitely taking his time and thinking about crossing lane.
Hey, he did all right, didn't he, huh? He's in pretty good shape here. 29 pins up, is it, Bonnie?
That's correct.
Almost 3 marks up on Lynn, so that means Lynn has 4 frames to start stringing X's. Yeah, don't forget next week we have, I'm glad we don't have both of them on. I was really confused last year. We had the 2 wagers on. We got Tammy, Louie Elwood, the young man you're looking at right now, at a 687. He'll be back at Coleraine. See, the king doesn't remain. Ken Huxall and Carol Kemper next week.
Yesterday was Carol's very first ever time for trying, and also for Ken. And both of them made the show on their first time.
You mean we're going to have two young ladies on next week, too?
In our standby spot, we've got a lady and Danny Lawson are tied for standby. So we have 3 girls and 3 boys in the top.
The young ladies are giving the boys a run, aren't they?
Well, we do not seat a girl either. You know, after the first week, we automatically seat 2, and then there's a 10% differential, though, in the handicapping, where the girls get 90% of 200 and the boys get 80%, and it has really helped the girls a little bit.
Now, let's see if Lynn can take advantage of that blow.
And the plot thickens.
You never know what's going to happen.
Strange, she switched balls about in the 3rd frame. She got rid of the edge. I think she better go back to that edge. That had more X's in it.
But she's making the same mistake that she made when she first started, is staying down at the line and taking the ball straight out over her target. She's hitting it at the wrong angle right now. But I like her game. She's solid. She's square at the line. She's crossing the lane.
And she does a favor for Louie. That didn't help matters at all, Lynn. She had a chance to pick up some much needed pins and blew it.
Yeah, she's still down by 27 now because of the pin count on these 2.
Frame number 8. She hasn't had an X thus far. I knew if I said it, she'd have to get one. All right, she says, finally.
You know, Doug's sitting down here. He's opening up another bowling lane over there in Delhi, you know.
Another Super Bowl?
Another Super Bowl. I guess you'll call it Super Bowl, too.
They'll call it Super Bowl Delhi, I think it is.
Super Bowl Delhi. 36 lanes. Lounge.
When is the tentative starting date for the opening, or does he know?
August 1st.
Of this year? My goodness.
It's an existing building. It's the old Richter and Phillips building.
Oh, yeah. I know now. That's right. I know where that is. It's a good location, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
That ball was hit so good down there. They gave him a strike, and he had the 7-pin remaining, and the X flashed on the board, and the pins went down and set him up again. Now we have to have a halt in the action while someone, the pin boy down there, takes them all down but one.
Right.
That happens to be the 7-pin, which remains upright.
As long as the rack, the reset rack hits the pin on the way down, it's considered standing. So that's why they had to reset it.
Right. He did have a beautiful hit that time, too.
That ball ripped him, too.
He ripped him in there.
I was just looking here at Doug's telephone number, 727-BOWL.
Isn't that clever?
That's pretty clever, yeah.
He almost goes all the way down the lane on that. Looks like he's stuck.
Louie, you're doing all right for yourself, and I'm afraid that Lynn has fallen in this match after a beautiful 2-1-6 in match 1 when she didn't. In fact, she went all the way through without an open frame.
She's not out of it yet, though. She can tack a couple strikes on here and get back into the match.
She's had 4 opens this time, but she's got a strike, and she has 2 frames to do it.
Who is it? Yogi Berra said it isn't over till
it's
it's over.
He is a screwball, right? I've interviewed Yogi more times, and you talk about a fellow, you sit there in utter amazement. You say, I wonder if this guy's serious.
Like I said, it's not over.
You know, Doug's got some good openings here at Super Bowl in Erlanger for men, women, mixed couples, and seniors, and for the Summer League. So if anybody's interested, just call that number, 727-BOWL.
Bowl.
That's right. You know, the summertime is a great time if you want to make any changes in your game. I know I always did my changing to my game during the summer and did a lot of practicing, and there's a little bit better availability of lanes a lot of times in the evenings during the week, and I used to go out and practice. Wouldn't you say that, Eddie?
Excuse me.
It's a better time.
Oh, yes.
You got a little more time to practice in the summer because it's not totally tied up with leagues all the time.
You still bowl as much as you used to?
Unfortunately, with the job that I've got now, I have bowling 24 hours a day, and I get to bowl in one league during the summer. We bowl a mixed couple league. I get to renew acquaintances with my husband during the summertime.
You know, I was watching Louie shoot that spare, and there's where you can help these youngsters, you know, with their parents come out that know something
Right.
about the game. He took a bad angle on this spare shot.
Let's see what Lynn does. She's not over far enough to suit me. To her left.
She's almost going straight down at that.
She made it the hard
Wow.
way on the outside. She can pull it out, Bonnie, if she strings a few here.
She sure can.
Let's see, 30, 60, and she'd make him mark if she's tacks 3 in a row. Boy, that is a big if. Lynn says, well, I'll find out if I'm alive after this one.
She's there.
She's alive. That's one.
And see, now she's only down by 14 pins in the 9th with a strike up in the 10th.
2 more, and she makes Louie mark. Are you still alive, Lynn?
She's alive.
She nice.
She's alive.
All right, now that's 2. Wouldn't this be amazing? You'd be Nostradamus, Bonnie, if she pulls this one out, because I didn't give her a snowball's chance back there long about the 6th frame.
She looks like a very good pressure bowler at that young age.
One more, and Louie has to spare at least.
One more time.
Look at that, 1, 5, 8. He has to get a spare on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Louie, let's see if you're equal to the task. He looks up at the board and says, hey, I was so far in front at one time, I got to get a spare at least to win this one.
He's looking and thinking.
He is looking,
Yeah,
thinking,
shaking
and
his
polishing that ball.
A little bit of the rosin bag, drying his hands. He's going to think about it a while.
Yeah, he's going to think. He said, no, I gotta be very accurate with this one now. I'm going to hit that pocket. No wild pitches. That looks good. Well, that's the way to put it over in a hurry. So there he is. Louie thought about it and says, I'm going to do my best to get one in that hole. He went on the other side, but they count over there. So Lynn, you just saw her a moment ago, has fallen to Louie Elwood, so we're going to have Louie and our champion. And hasn't he grown since last year? He was so small.
You know, Louie reminds me so much of what Danny Lawson looked like last year in the
fact,
finals.
Danny was smaller than Louie is.
Well, and also the way he throws the ball. Danny used to fire that ball down there so hard and so fast, and now you're going to see such a dramatic change in Danny. He just strokes the ball really great since he went to the professional bowler camp. He won that scholarship there.
Yeah, that instruction he got for winning the championship last year, I couldn't believe it was the same young boy I was looking at. I said, is that Danny Lawson? Number one, his size. Of course, in a year's time, youngsters are going to grow, as we know. I could look at my own little Danielle, what she's grown like a weed, and to see what Danny has done. All right, there it is, 1-6-2, but the winner by 4 sticks, am I right?
That's correct.
Is Louie Elwood. Louie and Danny after this.